Hi everyone. I wanted to make a video about something that I think is very important. I want to address something that I see as a problem among some Christians. There's some things people are doing that is not biblical, and it's not what the Lord has instructed us to do in handling certain situations. And really what I want to do with this video, because my friend Lynn Oz, she uploaded a video today live, and I noticed there were a lot of comments in the live chat, and people were talking about. Okay, well, let me back up a little bit, because Lynn's video was about how we should not operate in rebellion against our government. Okay, we should follow the laws unless it is a specific law that tells us that we can't worship Jesus. Anything that would be like truly against the scriptures. That's the thing that. That's when we would have to. I'm not going to say rebel, because it's not rebel. What it is it's, we're going to refuse doing something that we know is against the will of God. Okay? Because rebellion is a sin. So I'm seeing this rebellion. Okay, so anyway, in the comments, people were saying things like, well, if someone's trying to hurt me, am I not supposed to defend myself? If someone's trying to help my kids, am I not supposed to protect them? And that prompted me to really want to sit down and look at this and kind of, just explore it, kind of dig in and look at it closer, okay? The whole issue. All right, so we have these people that for a long time, there's so many people, and I'm not going to try to lump them together because they really aren't always lumped together. There's a lot of people that believe that their rights are being taken away for their right to have guns. It's being taken away and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of upset about that. There's people who are really upset about wearing masks. They feel like this is just a violation against them, and it's a violation against their rights. Some people are like really getting mad about the stay-at-home orders, and all of this with the virus, okay? All this stuff. And some people are just not wanting to comply with anything, like wearing masks. Some people don't want to wear masks, and some people don't want to comply with staying at home and all that kind of stuff. And it's really stupid. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean at all. But it is kind of dumb, okay? All right? Because these things are not that important. They're not. In the scheme of things, in all of what's coming, this is something we should not be rebelling against. Rebellion is a sin. It's the sin and it's the same as the sin of witchcraft. The Word of God says that. I believe that this is an act of rebellion. All these people will say, I'm not going to stay at home. I'm going to go to church. I'm not going to stay at home. I'm going to run my business. I'm not going to wear a mask. It's not godly. It's not scriptural. It's not. It's rebellion. We are told that we are supposed to follow what our government says to do. The only time that we don't follow what the government says to do is if it would cause us to sin. Putting on a mask is not a sin. Having a gun and holding it, or not having a gun, is not a sin. You know, staying at home, going out, not a sin. These aren't sins. There's nothing in the Bible that says that these are things that we shouldn't do. What we're dealing with here is pride. Plain and simple, pride. I'm going to read this. I don't have the picture with it because it had a revolutionary soldier maybe from the Revolutionary War. Because I wanted to preserve my ink on my copier because that would take up a lot of ink. But I did want to write out what they said, and I know that you can see this. And this is something that's been going around on the internet. The second lockdown is happening. When you gave a pass to rioters and looters, you gave up your rights to boss around citizens. No more masks. No more frantic warnings about viruses. No more stay at home or closed businesses. You have entered the new age of patriotic disobedience. We have no intention of respecting new little laws or civil orders. Don't push your luck. And I don't know if this is a group or anything at the bottom of this. I'm going to show this here just for a second so you can read it. And I don't know if this is a website. It says WWG1WGA. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a website or something like that. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. All right. There's nothing in the Bible that would say that we should not follow the law. In fact, we're told to follow the law. Okay, listen to me. This is what this truly is what I wanted to address. I want to address this question of, well, does that mean that I'm not supposed to protect myself with a gun if someone's trying to kill me or, trying to break in my house or hurt my kid? This is it, okay? This is the thing. That's not the same thing. That's a completely different kind of issue. Okay, that's not about rebellion. That is about responding to violence against you. I do believe in turning the other cheek. I believe Jesus, when he said that, I believe what he was talking about was not rising up like that sheet of paper said. Dead men don't have rights. Okay, so if you are all up in your rights and trying to get your rights and protecting your rights, you're in the flesh. You're operating in your flesh. You're operating in pride. You're operating in rebellion. And it's not godly. I'm telling you the truth. And I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm not trying to put people down. I care. I love you. And you're going down a path that's not going to have some good consequences. All right? There's a reason in Revelation we were told, I think it's Revelation, I can't remember the chapter and the verse, but there is a verse, where John says very boldly, he who lives by the sword will die by the sword. And it says, have those who have ears to listen, hear. Okay, that's some wisdom. Fighting back against our government in that way, that's not God's will. Some of you guys out there, y'all are awesome. Y'all have ministries. You have families. If things get bad into a point and you start pulling out your gun, somebody might kill you before it's time for you to leave the earth. Because you have ministry to do. You've got to think about that. How does the Lord want to use you? It's rebellion. And it's very, very distinctly different than self-defense. Self-defense is a whole different situation. As far as whether it's right or wrong to allow someone to come into your home, kill your children and your kids, honestly, I can't say that the scriptures say that we're supposed to. However, since I'm I haven't really studied it out really good. I have not formed a final opinion about it. But as for now, I think if you are protecting your child or you're protecting your life, if someone's coming at you to kill you, okay, that's what it has to be, to harm you. If they are coming at you to be violent, if someone is trying to harm you or harm your children, unless it is for Christ and has to do with that, I think it's fine. I think we should defend ourselves. We should have our guns. We should use them. But, if it came down to it, I'm just going to get real here, y'all, because y'all know I get real. I've thought about this because I believe the Lord has blessed me, even though this was very difficult. He has taken me through several scenarios. That way I can be better prepared for anything. He didn't tell me this is going to happen to me. This is just a mental exercise, and I would encourage everybody to do it that's Christian. This is the mental exercise. If they told me, at some point with this globalization and the Antichrist and the false prophet and all this stuff happening, because I do believe that's right around the bend. I think we're heading for the last of the last days. We're right there. We're in it. I believe fully. So if they being the evil ones, those who have authority, those who are in government, those who have power, if they say, if you don't take this mark or this vaccine, whatever this is, whatever the mark is, or if you don't renounce Jesus, we're going to kill your kids. And your kids are right there. Jesus has shown me this situation. As heartbreaking as it is, they would have to die. They would understand, I think. It's a horrible, horrible thing. It's a horrible place to go to. But you know what? Jesus had me go there. I have a mom. I don't want to see her hurt. But if they tell me I don't renounce Jesus, or they're going to hurt my mom, my elderly mother, I still can't renounce Jesus. My mom will fully understand. And I know that she'll accept the punishment because she's a Christian. These are very different things. That's what I really wanted to say, and I want to try to keep this short. All right, self-defense is a whole different situation than actively rebelling against laws and things about masks and so forth. No, I don't like to wear masks, but I'm going to follow the law. Like whichever places say I have to wear a mask, I'll wear one. I don't like it, but I don't like a lot of laws. I'd like to drive faster in areas of town where it doesn't make sense to me that I should have to drive slower because it's not a real curvy, dangerous place. Okay, rebellion is different than self-defense. Jesus turned the other cheek. Jesus told us to turn the other cheek. Dead men don't have rights. If you're marching around with your guns and you want to fight for your rights, then you're in your flesh. Because our kingdom is not of this world. That's what Jesus told Pilate. He said, my kingdom is not of this world. And it's not. So what are you fighting for? Why do you feel like you have to defend your rights? Why? You really need to sit down and write down, why do I want to defend my rights? And then answer it on paper. And then examine that, and then take the Word of God and the teachings in the Sermon on the Mount, and really all of Jesus's teachings, and like filter your answer to that question through the Word of God, and see what the result is. We have to obey the Word of God. We have to follow the Lord. So yeah,